Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution. Happy Monday, episode 1187. Just got an eBay message about somebody's got a good card that I might want. So let me see. How can I search shop about how many items? It doesn't even show. Well, shoot. I don't want to scroll through a whole bunch of items. Good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 1187. Oh, here we go. There it is. Oh. A one of one. Okay. I want to show that to my group real quick. What an awesome start to the show. Oh, wrong one. I just happened to see that message right before I went. Okay. Now we're good. Now you have my full attention. Welcome. Happy Monday. How was your weekend? I woke up yesterday. Well, and I think on the show yesterday morning, I said my allergies, I felt much better than what I did on Saturday afternoon and Saturday night. I'm still a little congested, I feel like I sound much better this morning than what I did Sunday morning, especially. So feel much better. I did, and I spent a lot of time outside yesterday. I wasn't planning on it. Based on how I felt Saturday night, how shitty I felt Saturday night. But I felt okay on Sunday. I felt better, and Biscuit was like begging me to go for a walk, and I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to disappoint her and not take her for a walk. Maybe Mom will take you for a walk. And she was just like following me all morning because she wanted to go for a walk. So I relented. Okay, let's go for a walk. When I walked outside for the first time, I'm like, I can actually breathe. I feel okay. By the end of the walk, it was like, okay, my allergies are setting in. I'm gonna go in the house for a little bit. And I ended up going. What did I do? I ended up going outside for something. Was I weeding? No, I weaned. I weeded on. There was something I did outside. No. Was it Menards? Might have been Menards. I made another run to Menards. My wife needed flower planting did progress yesterday. So the flowers in the front are now planted. Mother-in-law and my wife planted flowers yesterday. So my wife, when I brought Biscuit back, my wife said, "Can you run to Menards and get more soil?" So I had to get 2 big bags of soil, and then I also had to get or was that it? Oh, gloves. Oh, that's all I got. It was just soil and gloves. I'm like blending Saturday's Menards trip and Sunday's Menards trips together. So it was just gardening gloves and soil. So went there and I'm like, oh, here we go. I'm gonna be sneezing. Sneezed a little bit, but I probably sneezed less than probably in the single digits yesterday, which I sneezed like 400 times on Saturday. So it was much better. The pollen was not as high. I didn't look, but just based on the sniff test, not as much pollen in the air yesterday. So I did spend some time outside, and then I did weed. We had thistle. Oh my God, the thistle in this yard was unbelievable when we bought the house. So we've been able to eradicate some, but I mean, it's going to be, I think, a never-ending journey to completely eradicate the thistle. So I had to pull some thistle out of the various flower beds. And what else did I do? I think that was about it. So did spend some time. I spent a lot of time sorting. I'm still going through the Goodwill pallet. I'm pretty much down to the leftover boxes, which is basically just a bunch of junk wax. Though one of the boxes, and this is stuff I haven't even listed yet. These are all 70s cards. basically between mostly 76, 77, and 78 of what I'm going to list. There was a lot of 79s. I don't like 79, and I have a whole bunch. So I left those in my bulk boxes. But I did list about 100 cards yesterday. Already sold quite a few. There were a couple Lou Brocks. Those were not 99 cents. I think I priced those at $2.50. But a lot of 99-cent free shipping 70s cards from 70s, mainly 76, 77, 78. There were a couple like 73s and 74s. And I priced those at $1.50 to $1.75. And then stars were like $2.50. So mostly 99 cents though. So, and I've got another, that stacks probably about 200. I'll be getting those up probably today. It took like 5 minutes to list 100 cards because they're vintage on Card Dealer Pro. Super, super easy. So it took me like 5 minutes. So maybe even after this show, I'll get a batch uploaded just to get some stuff in my store. eBay store. There it is. The link, 99centcards.com. Link in the description. You can save even more. 99 cents with free shipping. Guess what? You can save even more on that price. If you buy 7 or more cards at regular price, you'll get that price point down to about 75 cents a card by simply buying 7 or more cards. That's all you got to do. So check out the eBay store. What else? So I did sort because I am going to do my card show. Sometimes you just got to pivot, do different things, whether it's on eBay, whether it's at card shows. And so I'm in the mode to pivot at card shows just slightly. And it's not going to be a forever thing, but it's just going to be, maybe just a summertime thing. We'll see. And it could be just in the interim until I get a whole bunch of more inventory. But basically, I've got a lot of quarter bulk. And I'm going to have to get rid of it. So I'm going to drop the prices on that stuff. And initially, I had thought I'm just going to forget about it and go straight to dollar boxes. But I think here over at least the next 2 shows, I'm going to do dime boxes. My quarter boxes will become dime boxes. I'm not making any new quarter boxes. In fact, when I do make new quarter boxes, they're only going to be available to you here on YouTube Live. Not this show, but we'll do a YouTube Live in the evening at some point. I don't know when. Right now, I've got a few boxes made up. I don't have a refractor box. I did sell the refractor box that was on eBay a few days ago. But I can make another box that I'll put on YouTube. I've got a rookies. It's only rookies from the last couple years. I've got starter sets for like 2023 tops, like 7 or 8 starter sets, includes some of the rookies, not the top rookies, or I don't think Cubs are in there either. But nice starter sets, several thousand cards. What else? There's a football box and I think a baseball box started. So I might even have enough to do a sale here soon. So we'll see. I've just got to go through. I'm I'm trying to get through this Goodwill pallet just to get me some space and get me some space and I got to blow out. I've had a couple like tire kickers on the bulk lot that I've got on Facebook Marketplace. Nothing's come through. I think this week I'm going to reach out to the guy that used to buy all of them from me and beg him to buy another one. Let's go to the chat. What do we got going on? Dorky Angler. Shane's on his new account, on his different account today. Maybe he's in fishing mode today. What's going on? Good morning. George is in the house. What's happening? Brian Wolf is here. I'm late. I am late. You should sell more Hustler cards in your store. Is Brian Wolf Low Roller Scratcher in disguise? I am late this morning, and I think it because I didn't get great sleep, and I was really tired this morning. We got a thunderstorm roll through about like 3 a.m. It did wake me up. So I was up a little bit, and then decided, I'll be a few minutes late today. Just like high school. Be a little tardy. Louis Bain, good morning. Sold my first card. On your way to many more. Congrats. Very cool. Mikey's in the house. Good morning. Kyle's here. What's happening? Good morning. How's the weather down by you? We got a thunderstorm early this morning, which we did need. We had a lot of rain, but it's been need some rain to wash away this pollen. But it's been a week, at least a week, I think, since we had some rain. So nice little rain we got, and I don't have to water my garden today. And it's cloudy, which I want some cloudiness, because when it's sunny and 80, it's like I have to be outside. Like, I can't sit and fondle my cards. I need to be outside doing some work, getting my hands dirty. So give me some rain today. I think we're supposed to get some rain today and tomorrow yet. Peter, what's up? Happy Monday. Philly Joe, good morning. Learning and sports cards with Mr. C. What is up? Good morning. Mikey messaged me if I was going live or not. We're always going live. Max says you list wrong decade in your store. No one likes 70s cards. Maybe some truth to that. Now, I sold actually quite a few from right off the get-go. David, what's up? Good morning. Johnny M, good morning. Nice Sunday sales day. WWE Chronicles singles are on fire. Nice. Was it Friday and Saturday? My Friday and Saturday. Whew, not good. Well, not terrible. Below my target. Below my target on Friday and Saturday. Yesterday crushed my target. So did well. We're off to a slow start this morning, and I'm thinking I woke up to like tons of sales notifications, but apparently those were all counted towards yesterday. Only one of them counted for today. I'm at like $3 for today, but I crushed Sunday. Low Roller says GameStop graded Pokemon cards you can sell. See, I'm starting to wonder if Low Roller Scratcher just doesn't listen. Like, does he have this show on mute? Because we're 1,187 episodes in, and he knows I don't sell soccer and hockey and Pokemon, but yet he continuously says that I should sell Pokemon in my store, and he continuously shills Bitcoin. I just don't think he listens to the show. He's got us on mute, and I did. I don't think I sold the Sports Illustrated for Kids card though. Yeah, I think the Timberwolves won, right? They're advancing. And I dropped some prices. I thought they had lost. It was game 5 or whatever. I think they won 2 back-to-back games, right? 6 and 7. I think when they lost game 5, I thought they were out. And so I had a couple cards that I had listed, and I dropped the prices. I think I had them, they were rookie cards. I think I had them priced at $10 each. And I thought they lost. And I'm like, well, they're not going to sell at 10. I'm going to drop the price to 5. And of course they sold. I had a rated rookie that I had for 20. And I'm like, I should probably drop that one too. It sold yesterday for $20. I don't think the SI for Kids has sold yet. And I think I have that priced at 15. I had the rated rookie at 20, the SI for Kids for 15. SI for Kids, like pre-rookie card when he was with the Georgia Bulldogs. Zach and Porter, what's up? Just saying hi. Can't stay long. Need to go check the items you sold in your store. No time. It's busy work. See what else I sold. Low Roller Scratcher wants me to explain some feedback. I never received this card, although post office says I did. I do not blame the seller and did not request a refund due to the low price. I think that was a neutral feedback. Well, I can explain it. The buyer never received the card, though the post office says it was delivered. It's likely going to show up in his mailbox. Who knows when, but yeah. I've had a lot of issues with ESE. Even my knocking on wood a couple weeks ago didn't prevent my luck to turn. It was doing really well. Now it's taking a turn, although most of them if not all of the issues that I've had generated on like one day. So I think it was just a bad batch that They're probably sitting in a mailbag in Milwaukee somewhere. I don't know. Brian's in the house. Good morning. Johnny Boy Cards is here. Happy Monday. Max says he didn't leave the feedback. How can he explain it? Pretty self-explanatory regardless. Typical worthless USPS. Yeah, I don't know what you want explained. It pretty much the feedback itself pretty much explains itself. It was shipped. Post office says it was delivered, but the buyer never got it. But I assume it's ESE, he'll get it. Let's see. We're just gonna ignore Low Roller Scratcher. Harlan, what's up? Good morning. Johnny M says some YouTuber was blaming you and others for the race to the bottom with 99-cent free ship cards. Can't remember which guy it was. I watch way too many videos. Oh, that's fun. If anybody knows, I'd love to watch that. I love it when people blame their poor sales on others. Like Burbank's killing us with 99 cents free shipping. Yeah. No, they're not. They're killing you because they have millions of cards in their inventory. They have a name and they've been around for 40 years. You've been selling on eBay for 6 months. That's why they're killing you. Come on. 99 cents free shipping is not killing you. You are killing yourself. Look in the mirror. You want to see your biggest enemy on eBay? Look in the mirror. You are your biggest enemy. It's not Burbank. It's not anybody that does 99 cents free shipping. It's yourself. Do better. I'll have to watch. That's interesting. Max says, if people are stupid enough to take their cards there, small chance, but unlikely. You see that they paid like 10%. Yeah, GameStop. I mean, if you've ever taken video games into GameStop and what they offer in trade, that's what you're gonna get similar results on cards. So don't take your shit to GameStop. Steve's in the house. What's going on? Good morning. Brian says GameStop will not put card shows out of business. Agree 100%. GameStop's not going to do shit. It's fun. Speaking of graded, because I think they're only taking graded, and there's a bunch of like, so GameStop is accepting cards for like trade in. Maybe they're buying them outright. I don't know. I don't care. Right now, it's only graded. It's got to be like certain. I'm sure it's only PSA or the big ones. And I think it's only like after a certain year, like the old slabs they won't accept. It was a topic on Hobby Hotline on Saturday, and somebody in the comments had mentioned about, was it somebody? I think it was somebody in the comments had mentioned about a percentage of slabs. Like, what's the percentage of slabs that sell overall compared to raw? And somebody's like, it's less than 10%. It's less than like it's less than 0.1%. I would get. Go to a card show and count all the sales of every single card. You come to my quarter boxes and buy 400 cards. There's 400 raw cards that just sold. There are so many more raw cards that are sold than slabs. So I just I joked that in my eBay store this year, I've sold 44,000 or whatever the number was. I think it was 44 that would be too many. I think like 14,000. You know, I've sold 14,000 whatever cards in my eBay store this year, and 14,000 whatever are raw, 0 are slabbed. So then they joke, well, how many slabs do you have in your store? And I don't think I have any slabs in my store. 0. I just don't do slabs. And I don't want to do slabs. Just like I don't want to do Pokemon. And I don't want to do hockey. And I don't want to do soccer. And I don't want to do non-sports. I've been finding some random non-sports. Like, oh, I could probably put this in my eBay store. It's like, you know what? I'm just going to put this in a non-sport box. We'll do a non-sport box on our next YouTube live sale. And there's some decent stuff. I found a stack of Beavis and Butthead cards, and they're cool. Like, I love non-sport cards, but I don't collect them. And I don't really like buying them unless I have unless it's in a quarter box or a dollar box and I know I can sell it for $5 or whatever. The non-sport box that I bought from a dealer a couple months ago at the Madison Card Show, he was going to give it to me. He's like, you can have it for free. I don't want to take it home. And I'm like, well, I don't, it's a full box. And there's like a lot of music cards in there. I'm like, well, this has value. Like, I can sell this. I felt guilty taking it. So I gave him 20. I'm like, I'll give you $20. So I gave him $20. And there was some stuff I pulled. There were probably a dozen cards that I could probably sell for $5 or more, $5 to $10. But it's like, do I really want to? Because it's just not my wheelhouse. So I think I'll just throw them back in the non-sports stuff and put them in the box. Where we at? Dorky Angler says, winter is gone. Fishing mode, full bloom. Had a great couple of floats last week. Had to log on to this account so I could make and upload a short video of a fish I caught. Very nice. I think I may, because I was sitting down by the pond yesterday for a little bit and watching the little minnows. And I'm like, you know what? Because I'm sure like only minnows come up to like the shoreline. I'm sure like the bigger, and it's a 16-acre pond, I think is what the total is on the pond, which is decent size. So I'm sure there's, and it's not like there's people fishing every day. Like every once in a while, I think there were a couple kids fishing down at the bridge yesterday, but there might be some decent size fish. I don't know if I'd want to eat them out of a pond that may have fertilizer leaking into it. I don't know. But it'd be fun just to do some fishing and catch and release. I was talking to my mom. My mom loves fishing, but she only catches and releases. She just enjoys fishing. So she's going to come up and watch Biscuit when we're out of town this summer. And she's like, oh, we'll bring our fishing poles. I'm like, there you go. I just may have to buy a cheap fishing pole and fish in my pond. Dorky Angler, though, while fishing was good, card sales sucked for him. Yeah, mine were okay. Friday and Saturday. Sunday was great. Saturday was okay. Friday was eh. Mikey says, list 39 play ball cards. Hey, if I had them, I would. I don't list much vintage. That's not a target for me. It's kind of like now, if I can get a good deal, I also don't know the market on vintage as well. As a 39 play ball, if I see that in, whatever, I'm not shopping showcases, and you're probably not going to find 39 play balls in a bargain box. And usually the bargain boxes are where I play. But I have on occasion found like some 49 Bowmans in like a $5 box. And it's like, oh, I can probably, and I actually did really well on some vintage from the Loves Park show. I bought, what were some of I can't remember, but I sold like, I sold a 69 Yaz, I think. And I think I sold it for $15. And I ended up paying $4 a card for these. There was a Yaz that sold for $15. There was something that I sold for, a Monty Irvin 53 tops. That sold for $20. And there was like a 49 Bowman or 50 Bowman that I think I sold for $12. And those were purchased for $4 each out of a $5 box. But yeah, if and if they come in bulk, I'll do vintage, but I'm not shopping showcases for inventory. Orlando, what's going on? Good morning. Wolves should have lost last night. Huge choke job by the Nuggets. Good. I'm rooting for the I want the Timberwolves to win. I don't know who they play next. What's the NBA playoff? It's Pacers Knicks, right? That's kind of fun. Takes you back to the mid 90s. NBA playoffs. Playoffs? All right. So we've got Minnesota winning 4-3. Pacers beat the Knicks. So Pacers, Timberwolves, Dallas, the Mavericks. So it's the Mavericks. Are we in the finals for the conferences? Would that be Timberwolves and Mavericks? Pacers and Celtics. Oh, Pacers, Celtics. That's kind of fun. Pacers, Celtics, Timberwolves, Mavericks. Okay, I'm going for the Timberwolves and maybe Pacers. Let's make it an all Midwest. Let's make it the Midwest. Timberwolves, Pacers. That's who I'm rooting for. I used to hate the Pacers. I think everybody hated them, unless you lived in Indiana. You hated the Pacers in the 90s. Reggie Miller, hated him. Now I kind of like him. He's funny on commercials. But I hated Reggie Miller back in the day. And that was like, the Reggie Miller heyday was like my heyday of basketball fandom. Like 92 to 96. And I think I was rooting for the Knicks. I think I had a Knicks starter jacket. Now, and I've talked about this before. I got stuff like, I just loved sports and I loved wearing different sports clothing. Usually if it was on sale. Now, you get some random, when living in Illinois, you get some random stuff on. So I had like a Knicks starter jacket. I had an Alabama Crimson Tide starter jacket. I was never a fan of these teams, but I just loved wearing other stuff. I like to be different. I had a Shannon Sharp Broncos jersey. I had a Yenka Dare New Jersey Nets jersey. The only jersey that I wanted was Sean Kemp. One of my first basketball. I had a nickname in junior high. This is not a cool nickname to have. Jersey Boy. It's not because I was an East Coaster. It's because I wore freaking jerseys to school every day. Sean Kemp was my first basketball. My very first basketball jersey. Now, this is back in the day. My mom would get the J.C. Penney catalog. And I'm like, oh, I want this, and I want this, and I want this. You circle it for Christmas like these. This is what I want. You dog-ear the pages. This is what I want for Christmas. And the very first jersey that I ordered was a Charles Barkley Phoenix Suns jersey. I don't know. And I looking back now, I think about it. It's like, why did I want a Charles Barkley Phoenix Suns jersey? Because I was never a Charles Barkley fan. I was never a Suns fan. Why did I want that? I don't know. I got it, and it was too small. The Charles Barkley jersey was too small, so my mom returned it, and then I ordered, but instead of reordering a Charles Barkley jersey, what did I do? I ordered something different. And that's when I ordered a Sean Kemp jersey. Seattle Supersonics, Sean Kemp, number 40. Actually wore it to picture day, 7th grade picture day. That's repping, man. And then it was all downhill from there. I had college jerseys, UMass, North Carolina, Iowa, Yenka Dare, Shannon Sharp. I had Bears jersey, Rashaan Salam. That was somebody I was actually a fan of. Brian Cox with the Bears. Man, what other jerseys? I had a Texas A&M football jersey. What are the backs? I had a lot of basketball jerseys. I feel like I did. Now I can't remember what other basketball jerseys. Oh, I had an Eddie Kennison Rams jersey because I was a Rams fan. And Eddie Kennison was super, super cool. What else? I had a Seattle Supersonics mesh shooting shirt. It was it had short sleeves. That was a cool shirt. Actually, I kept that all these years, and I ended up selling it 5 years ago on eBay. Yeah, so that's my Jersey Boy days. Let's see. Dorky Angler says, now that my Colorado teams have been knocked out of hockey and basketball playoffs, I'm ready for the Broncos to disappoint me now. There you go. You got a while to wait. What about the Rockies? You have baseball. I don't know how they're doing this year. Good morning, Andy. What's up? 4.5 days until sweet, sweet summer break. Oh, man. And I've got to ask, I know Andy's a teacher, and there's probably some other teachers in here. Is summer break as a teacher, is it just as exciting, like the countdown? And I think it is. My guess would be yes, because you're counting it down. Is it as sweet as it was when we were in school? Like, oh my God, the countdown is like, oh, summer is almost here. Like, I can only imagine. Like, I'm thinking, like, from my office days, like taking a week vacation, and you're like, kind of like, only 17 days until I go on vacation, get out of this hellhole office. So I bet it is as sweet as a teacher counting down the days to summer. And then on the flip side, it's probably just as shitty trying not to count down the days, go back to school. See, that's what I'm in a good place working for myself. While I don't have, and I've stated this many times, I don't get that exciting feeling on Fridays or on Thursdays. Like, oh, it's Friday. Maybe you take a half day. During the summer, when I worked in the office, I would take like a half day on Fridays in the summer just to fuck around. And it's like, oh, I only have a half day tomorrow. And basically half days mean you just fuck around at the office. You just clean your desk. So I don't get that excitement now. However, I also don't get the dread on Sunday nights. Like, oh, I'm going to go back to work tomorrow. In fact, I usually look forward to getting back to a routine, especially like this past weekend. It was nice spending a lot of time outside, doing yard work, getting my hands dirty like a man. Didn't change my own oil, though. I'm not that manly. But I did some yard work. And it was nice to back to a routine. My water, I like my new routine of a bottle of water in the morning. And I feel like this helps with my appetite as well. Drinking a bottle of water and then going to my mushroom coffee. Nose is really itchy. It's really dry right there. I think I have lost some weight in the last 2 weeks because the undershirt that I'm wearing, you can't see it. How about that, Zach? You can't see my undershirt. This particular undershirt was one of my least favorites because it must have been a size too small. It didn't fit over my big old belly. So I couldn't tuck it in. It always come untucked. So I'm like, it's like a good tester. It's a good, you have those when you're like losing weight, you have like the test shirt. Like, okay, I know like this is the gauge. Like a lot of like jeans and shorts, I always wear a belt. So I never know like truly where I'm at. But I have some shirts and usually like most of my weight's like beer belly. So I know that, okay, this shirt, this is going to be the true test. Have I made any progress? So I put this undershirt on this morning and I could tuck it in without it coming like popping up. So progress is being made. Progress is being made. Blood pressure's down. It's still high, but it's down. Combination of more medication and a better diet, it's still high. It's been 2 weeks. I had to look it up. Like, how long does it take to decrease your blood pressure? And it's like 2 weeks. Like if you'll start to notice, but I started noticing it like within a week is when it, started decrease, but it was so high. Please come down. Let's see. Zach says, low roller is trolling you. Shtick is never ending. I wish Mike would open up to us and tell us more about his life. Mike is welcome. LRS needs to retire the shtick. I think I'm just going to, and I say this all the time, I'm just going to ignore him. But every once in a while, here's what happens with Low Roller Scratcher. He like pounds and pounds and pounds on it. You need to sell Pokemon graded slabs. You need to sell Pokemon graded slabs. Maybe the Goodwill pallet has Pokemon graded slabs. Buy Bitcoin. Buy Pokemon graded slabs. Go to GameStop. Blah, 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 blah. But then every once in a while, he'll ask a question. It's like, wow, that's actually a good question. So I think we just got to ignore the shtick. I've got to ignore the shtick. I always fall prey to the shtick. Mikey says, I think the Pacers will beat the Celtics and Wolves and win the first championship since the ABA days. Very nice. I'm going to root for, so I want Timberwolves and Pacers just because of the Midwest vibe. I'm going to have to go through my basketball and see what I got and then basically root for performances based on the rookie cards that I have, the basketball rookie cards I have. Max says the guys that blame the 99-cent free shipping need to understand how business and math works. Typical YouTuber that doesn't understand shit. Yeah. And that's 99 cents free shipping. Well, they're losing money. Well, apparently they're not. They keep doing, if they're in business, especially like Burbank, they've been in business for 40 years. I think they know what they're doing. And I can't speak for them, but based on their longevity within this business, I assume they're doing okay. My business is doing well. I have 99 cent free. Well, you're losing money. You don't have to make money on every transaction. In the blowout forum, somebody mentioned this. They're like, it may have been something similar to this conversation, but it's like, you don't have to make money. It's the Costco pizza, the Costco hot dog, the rotisserie chicken. 99-cent card. It's dorky angler. He's fishing. You're fishing. Why? And there's also strategy behind the 99-cent free shipping. I'm not just throwing random. Sometimes I'll throw a random batch up. Most of the time I don't. This big stack of 70s cards. Guess what? 99 cents free shipping. Guess what sold late last night? A whole bunch of 78 tops to the same buyer, like 30 of them, I think. So that's the strategy. And that becomes a big sale, not a 15-cent loser. Am I going to have some of those? Yeah. But also look at the math. I may lose 15 cents here, 15 cents there. In fact, I might lose 15 cents on 80% of my transactions. But the other 20%, they average out to $10 a pop. Do the math. And it's a win. It's a win. Shouldn't share my secrets like that. Burbank card condition under $5 are just awful. We'll never buy again. Well, come on over to 99centcards.com. Zach and Porter says, Max sounds like the Wisconsin minimum markup law. Is that beer for beer sales? I never knew what that was. There was a sign at the Quick Trip and it said, lowest legal prices in Wisconsin. I'm like, what the hell does that mean? Apparently there's like a legal minimum. I don't know if that extends to other things outside of alcohol, but Johnny M says, I think the PO looks for eBay ESE to mess with. I've had zero problems with Mercari, Sportlots, buy sports cards. It's almost like I almost want to test out like just putting stamps on, like do my next 100 are going stamp only and just track and see the success rate on those 100 versus the next 100 ESE. Mikey says, I tried to explain paper makes money selling on eBay to a Fanatics live room, and they totally didn't understand it. They said I should throw it away. Tried to explain paper makes money selling on eBay. Oh, like Bowman paper. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Keep that to yourself. We don't want competition, right? Max says, Zach and Porter, no idea what that is. Dan's in the house. What's going on? Cooter's here. Good morning. Zach says, Max, you won't like it. Wisconsin legislation refuses to remove it. Grocery stores can't sell products below a minimum markup. It was established to help mom and pop when Walmart first showed up. Interesting. George says, I like slabs, but we are experiencing a junk slab era, if you want to use that label. I believe SCR was saying that in 2015. PSA was doing 1.5 mil a year. Now they're doing that a month. I think we have started to come back a little bit, and it's we certainly experienced it in 2021 and 2022, where people were sending, I almost fell prey to the junk slabs. So I have this Juan Soto here. I was buying 2018 Topps Update out of like crazy, and I was ripping it. I should have left it all sealed. And I had a box, like a 200 count box, filled with Juan Soto's, Ronald Acuna's, also Gleyber Torres. Who else was in there? I mean, it was a pretty Jack Flaherty, Austin Meadows, and I was going to slab like 100 cards. Now, I would have probably made decent money on the Sotos and Acuñas. Well, if they came out graded high. But even if they came out like 8s, at that time, you could flip them and make money. I'm glad I didn't do it. How many Luis Robert rookies are in PSA slabs? So, yeah, I think there's a lot of junk slabs. I mean, sometimes if I find a slab, I found that Colt McCoy score rookie card in a Beckett, and not the shitty Beckett slabs, not the BCCG. This was a BVG Colt McCoy rookie in a BVG 9, or not BVG, BVG's vintage, whatever Beckett is, Beckett 9. And I'm like, I don't want it. Like, nobody's gonna, like, I have to price this at $10 to make it worth it, because it's got to ship. You got to ship it right. And I just put it in my dollar box. It sold. Someone's like, oh, wow, I'll take this for $1. For $1? Brian says, Bo, I'd be happy to be your non-sport card liquidee. A lot of people are. Join my YouTube live show, and we'll put it up for auction. I have a lot of people love those non-sport boxes. Max says, come on. There we go. Is it the gas and beer law? Never knew it had a name. Hell no, it won't be repealed. Our worthless Governor Skeletor won't toss tax dollars down the drain because we need to pay teachers more. There you go. You got Max. Congratulations, Zach. You got Max on a soapbox. Mikey says, can winter come back? No. Fuck, man. Are you kidding me? God damn, Mikey. No. Summer. Dorky Angler says, saw two massive eagles sitting in a tree by each other with their nest about 3 trees away. One crouched down and put his wings out, and all of a sudden I see he launches a poop like 3 feet. Oh, that is awesome. Never seen an eagle take a dump. That's got to be like, now I kind of want to search that on YouTube. Like, I want to see an eagle taking a shit. Did you ever think that? So, speaking of me needing a life, we were on the deck last night, and so I have somebody suggested the Merlin app, the Merlin Bird app. Of course I downloaded it. So, there's a lot of birds chirping, and I'm like, oh, my sound recordings. So I'm like, I can't get close enough to take photos, but you can do the sound. You can record the sound, and it'll say what bird it is. So we're sitting out on the deck, and I'm doing this to the phone because I wanted to hear. I'm like, I wonder what bird that is. My wife's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, recording birds. And she's like, recording birds? She's like, I say this with love. You need to get out of the house. And it's true. I should probably get out of the house this week. So last night in that recording, there was a red-winged blackbird, which I do know. I see red-winged blackbirds at the bird feeders. A mourning dove, which actually some mourning doves are nesting next door. In the distance was an American crow and a house finch. And there's a lot of finches. I have a finch stock out by my bird feeders. I get a goldfinch. I get like a regular finch. So I do need a life. I do need to get out. I need to get out, stop watching the birds and the ducks. Mikey says we need another ice age. Well, maybe after we leave the earth. I don't want to get hit by an ice age while I'm selling baseball cards in my basement or watching the ducks in my backyard. And all of a sudden an ice age comes. Red Light 34, what's up? We're going to ignore him. That's my bird story for the week. That's your bird story for the fucking year, man. That's amazing. Watching an eagle take a shit. Max is rooting for the Mavs. And nobody likes the Eastern Conference teams left, except their own fans. Mikey says, how does GameStop determine prices for graded cards you bring in? This is probably what they'll do. Say it's $100 card. They'll say, well, this is a $100 card. We'll give you $10 in trade-in. Basically the same way they handle video games. Mikey loves the Pacers. Let's see. Where are we at? Dorky Angler says they look at eBay prices and then they deduct that by there you go. They deduct that by 85%. You get $15 for a $100 card. Let's see. George says you'd have to have 1 million slabbed Cubs for sale to get $500 from GameStop. Yes. Mikey says that's ridiculous of GameStop to do that. That's their model. George says, I feel like whoever says they're paying 50 to 70% is blowing smoke where the sun doesn't shine. I would be curious. And I think this was brought up on Hobby Hotline over the weekend. Like, there's going to be a YouTuber that goes out and does it and films this. And I am curious. Like, I just kind of want to see. Although I'd have to, like, I don't want like some big YouTuber. You know, I don't want like Jeff Wilson to go into GameStop because it's probably like backdoor deal. Like, hey, we'll make you look good. Little greasy palm action. I kind of just want to do it myself just to see. But I don't do slabs. I don't even have any. Well, I have Cubs slabs, but they're not getting my Cubs slabs. Let's see. JG says should have kept those jerseys, vintage jerseys. Now big money. I still have my Rashaan Salam, although I can't find. I was looking for my Rashaan Salam jersey this football season, and I can't find it anywhere. Same with my Brian Cox and my Eddie Kennison. I fear my wife threw them away or donate. I fear that my wife put them in a Goodwill pile. I had an Eddie. I still have my, I think I still have my Eddie Kennison Rams jersey, my Brian Cox Bears jersey, and my Rashaan Salam Bears jersey. I think that's all I kept. I have some Cubs, like minor league, actually game used minor league stuff that a friend gave me. I have a Peoria Chiefs, Winston-Salem Spirits. What else is there? A couple Cubs, like batting practice jerseys. Max says, Shane, I don't see an above 25 to 30 to be on. Oh, wait. Dorky English says, I don't see GameStop getting to 70% comp. Seems way too high. I'm with Max. I think it's going to be closer to 25 to 30. Let's see. Dorky Angler says, Rockies? They're the worst team in baseball. It's historically awful. They honestly need to forfeit the season. If I had season tickets, I wouldn't even waste my time using one. But Dorky Angler did grow up a Rockies fan. I grew up watching Braves because they were the only team on TV back then. Would watch them when I was sick, home from school. But I don't even watch baseball. All right. I didn't realize the Rockies were, I thought like Oakland and Chicago, the White Sox were the worst teams in baseball. I haven't looked at the stand. I don't even look. I mean, it's May. I don't look at the standings really. All right. So worst teams in baseball. In the AL East, Toronto. In the AL Central, the White Sox. In the AL West, the Angels. White Sox are the worst team in the American League by 4 games. Wow, the A's aren't even in last place in their division. Good job, Oakland. National League East, worst team, the Marlins. National League Central, worst team, the Reds, who I thought could contend for the division. They still could. It's May 20th. NL West, the Rockies. So, hey, the Rockies are not the worst team in baseball. They are the 3rd worst. They're the 3rd worst team in baseball. Brian had problems with ESE this weekend. Dropped 7 cards in the mailbox Saturday morning. Only 1 scan. Don't even look at the scans. Don't even look at the scans. Yeah, just let them fly. Let them fly, and if a buyer reaches out, just do the spiel. Tracking's not accurate. Thank you, Brian. Let's see. Dorky Angler says, yep, welcome to ESE. They will never all be scanned. Exactly. Yeah. Brian says, my local USPS is usually great, but the past month has been rough. I'm sticking to baseball and wrestling. They move the best. Brian says, I've also noticed Bo cusses less with his lower blood pressure. Ooh, I have not noticed that. Mr. Archer, good morning. Flawed Thinkers in the house. Max says, I've always wondered where the line is the country of people that use cuss instead of swear. Oh, that's a good poll question. I say cuss. Swear sounds like a Southern thing. Don't be swearing to me, boy. Sounds like a Southern thing. Swear. Don't use no swear words. I used cuss. Max, what do you use? Cuss words. Who said cuss? Brian. Brian's down in Illinois. I'm from Illinois. I use cuss. Cuss sounds like cuss. Actually, cuss sounds more Southern than swear. Cuss. Don't be cussing. Actually, if you say it like that, it all sounds Southern. If you use a Southern accent, it all sounds Southern. Stubborn cuss. I had a coworker. Yeah, Junk Slab Era was 2 years ago. I had a coworker who she'd always, you're a stubborn cuss. Card Hobbyist says, I would imagine Walmart benefits from a minimum markup since they can get inventory cheaper than most small business. Max says, was the easiest money I've ever made card-wise. Kyle Lewis, yes. Kyle Lewis slabs. Gavin Lux. I think those were on the tail end. That was the tail end of the junk slabs. Kyle Lewis, Gavin Lux, Lewis Robert, you had Kobe White, Bull in basketball. Cooter is adding to the problem. I submitted 16 base cards to SGC at Dallas this weekend. Well, I think the base cards that Cooter submitted don't have parallels. So you're okay. Mikey says, I just like winter better. It's easier to be productive. That is true. I am less productive when it's really nice outside. Red Light 34, I did. Red Light 34 suggested the Merlin app for the birds. The app is cool. It is. I was playing with it last night. I love it. Flawed Thinker says, unfortunately, someone always ends up with the short end of the stick. That's true. How many people are holding on to their PSA base rookie Zions? Yeah. It's a game of hot potato. Screw the naysayers. Embrace your bird watching. Get off my lawn, inner old man. Yeah. Andy Mack says, I have a pet cockatiel. She was acting really strangely the other night. All of a sudden, she lays an egg on my desk. I had no clue pet birds would lay eggs. Yeah. How does that work? Are cockatiels like, is it, what's the term when you can reproduce without a partner? Can cockatiels do that? Apparently, they will produce eggs if they think a male bird is around. Wow. Never knew that. That's fascinating, actually. Not as fascinating as watching an eagle shit, but pretty close. Dorky Angler, congrats you on being a grandpa. Brian, I'll film myself going to GameStop. I've got some junk. There you go. I love it. Please report back. Philly Joe says curse. Curse, cuss, and swear. Max says, nope, exact opposite. I never heard cuss regularly till I moved to the armpit of the U.S., St. Louis. I hear it's boring down there. Yeah, I say cuss. George grew up on cuss in Mississippi. Yo, stubborn cuss down in Mississippi. My mom's going to Mississippi next weekend. My nephew's getting married. I'm not going to the wedding. I'm going to the party. The party in Illinois next month. Card Hobbyist, I hear curse or cuss in Georgia. Cooter's cussing. Card Hobbyist says swear is probably more generational than regional. George says I bought a PSA 9 Gavin Lux for $10 and sold it for $20 back in the day. The cards I submitted have 15 back variations. Oh, so is that 55? Asexual. Thank you. That's what I was thinking, but I wasn't sure. Kyle says, bird watching, blood pressure, and weather talk today makes me feel like an old phone conversation with my grandma. Any female bird can lay an egg. Need a male to make it fertile. Interesting. You never know what you're going to get on this show. So the bird came first. Thanks for settling the debate. Yeah. Never. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Cockatiels popping out eggs, eagles dropping deuces in front of Shane. What a day. What a weekend. Wow. A lot of bird talk this morning. So that's what I had for today. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. I think we need a poll question in the Hobby Evolution Facebook group. If you haven't join up Hobby Evolution on Facebook. We want to know if you cuss or swear. Tiger727 says swear is more common in Michigan, but cuss is also used. It just depends. So I think who said it? Card Hobbyist. I think he's onto something. It's probably more generational than a regional thing. Sounds like most people say cuss and not swear. All righty. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, visit my eBay store. If you're into cheap 99-cent cards, we've got some 77s coming into my eBay store, like John D'Acquisto of the Cardinals. A lot of Cardinals. Jerry Mumphrey, 78. What else? Oh, we got some 75s. John Hiller. Nate Colbert. 99 cents, free shipping. So hit up my eBay store. Those will be added here this morning. Max says, bizarre. Apparently everyone in central Wisconsin for the last 34 years is one generation. Must be. Or it's regional to central Wisconsin. Maybe only people in central Wisconsin say swear. It's micro regional to Max's neighborhood. All right. Like, subscribe, visit my eBay store, 99centcards.com. More 99-cent cards with free shipping to be added today. Added some last night. So hit that up. Don't forget, this Saturday is the Madison Card Show at the Sheraton Hotel. John Nolen Drive. It's also Brat Fest weekend. So come out to the card show on Saturday. Head across the street, which is John Nolen Drive, and take in some brats and some music. That's this coming Saturday. Sheraton Hotel, John Nolen Drive. 3 ballrooms and 175 dealer tables. So hope to see you this coming weekend. We'll do this again tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Central. Who knows what we're going to talk about tomorrow? Eagles taking dumps, cockatiels randomly laying eggs. You never know. Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. See you then.